I thought the universe was giving me a gift. But a few minutes later, I realized it might have been a test. Hi everyone, I'm Gisele, and welcome to Align and Abundant Energy channel. Over the past year, I've been working a lot on my relationship with money. I discovered financial blocks that I didn't even know I had. And since then, I've been exploring different practices, mindset shifts, energy work to help me create a healthier relationship with abundance. And honestly, I've noticed some changes, not just financially, but in the way I think and feel about money. Money started to flow easily, and more importantly, I've stopped living in constant scarcity mode. But recently, something happened that made me realize I still had an important lesson to learn. My favorite perfume had run out. I absolutely loved this perfume. But at that moment, I wasn't ready to spend that much money on a new bottle. So I decided to wait. Near my workplace, there is a store that sells inspired versions of design perfumes. And here's the funny part. Every single time I walked by that store, it was closed. But on that particular day, it was open, so I walked in. I asked if they had a version of my favorite perfume, and the salesperson said yes. It was incredibly similar to the original one. It cost a fraction of the price, and the bottle was even bigger. I thought, whoa, this might be a sign, so I bought it immediately. I left the store feeling so happy, sprayed it all over myself, and honestly, I was feeling pretty lucky. But a few minutes later, I started having a conversation with myself, and a question came up into my mind. Is this actually what you wanted? And the answer, no. What I really wanted was the original perfume, of course. Suddenly, I realized that this wasn't about the perfume at all. The lesson was much bigger than that. I realized I had chosen a substitute simply because it showed up before the thing I truly wanted. And it made me wonder, how often do we do that in life? How often do we settle for something that's close enough because it feels easier, faster, or more available? For me, this became a lesson about trust and worthiness. Not because there's nothing wrong about buying affordable alternatives. That's not the point. The point is knowing what you truly want and being willing to wait for it instead of settling out of fear or impatience or scarcity. Looking back, I could have waited a little longer, but the opportunity felt so convenient, so tempting, and so perfect in that moment that I didn't see the lesson until afterward. And honestly, I am very grateful for it. Because sometimes the lessons that change us the most are the ones we only understand after we lived through them. Let me know in the comments if you ever experienced something similar. Have you ever thought something was a sign, only to realize later that it was actually teaching you something deeper? I would love to hear your stories and to feel that I'm not alone in this process. And if this message resonated with you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join me in this journey. And remember, the version of you that you're becoming already exists. See you in the next video.